Hello, y'all. We gonna say this is Wealthy Mindset Wednesday, y'all. This is my Blogging with April Chronicles. I'm gonna talk about mindset this morning. I listened to a famous motivational speaker, Pastor Joyce Myers. I've been watching her. I was watching her since high school. I was in high school, and her thing is, and her teaches is more on, enjoying your life, the battlefield of the mind, which she wrote a book on the battlefield of the mind. I grew up watching her in middle and high school. My dad and mom, my mom, she's transitioned, she's deceased now. So that's why a lot of times you might hear me reference my dad, because my dad is the only parent that's still alive. My mom, love her, still do. I learned a lot of great qualities from my mom. She was very hard working. She was persistent, determined. She was likable. I just love the woman that she was. Beautiful, positive, and a lot of some of the traits I have is because of my mom. So I keep her memory alive. I always just think back, how beautiful and how influential she was, and I'm just blessed to have a mom like that. And my dad, he's always was this tough, gridiron person, no nonsense, and hard worker, still is. He does believe in a person always need to better themselves. That was his thing. You always need to be doing something to better yourself. He was the type of person, even if we're home, which I got a lot of that from him, say we're home, on the weekends, we didn't have school. I'm talking about references this when I was a child, as remembering this when I was a child. He used to always say, get up, get dressed. Even though it's the weekend, we used to go to church on Sundays. So, eventually, of course, we're going to get up, get dressed to go to church. But on Saturdays, we used to do this thing, we still had to get up, wash our, brush our teeth, stuff like that, get dressed. We wasn't allowed just to stay in the room all day, just with how people say, just funky, not brushing your teeth, not cleaning yourself up, not cleaning your room. He was very militant, which he is ex-Marine. So growing up in that household, y'all, it was a whole vibe. My mom, she was more the laid back, but fun, and my dad, he didn't play no games. He was militant. We had to get no rooms clean. We couldn't, he didn't allow it was my brother and I grew up together. He played no games. Them rooms had to be straight. Them attitudes had to be in check. We had to listen. My dad didn't play. What I'm saying? Which I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for how he was. But so we used to watch, when I was in middle school, high school, I grew up on Creflo Dollar. That was the main one popping back then, and he's still great today. And Joyce Myers, the battlefield of the mind. And I used to remember that. I just took a lot of those teachers when I went away to college. Just always remember to start my morning off reading the scripture, giving God thanks. And my dad, he and mom instilled that in me. Start your day off with positivity. Start your day off, talking to the Lord. And I saw them actually do it, not them just telling me. I used to hear my daddy up in another room praying and things like that. He be in that. He be in that room for hours praying, reading the Bible. We going over. He was a Sunday school teacher as well at the time. We going over the Sunday school lessons and stuff like that. So I used to actually see them disciple, do work. Not me. They not them just telling me, but I used to actually see them. I grew up in the church, for real. So we got to model by example. We got to be the example. We got to model these things. So so Joyce Myers' thing is, the battlefield of the mind, where your mind go, the man follows. And what that means, if your mind is on being productive, being blessed, getting things done, being proactive, and just being successful, you're gonna start to act that way. If you start to see yourself as successful, I'm a go-getter, I'm gonna get this thing done, there's losing is not an option. God is going to provide. You know, I'm blessed, I'm healthy, I'm beautiful. You know, if you start to see yourself in that, you're going to start to walk in it. And that's like vice versa. If you see yourself just down and you got, you know, you don't think highly of yourself, you just think you're a failure, you miserable, God don't love you, nobody likes you, you start to see yourself, you're going to start to walk and feel that way, and then you're going to start to dress that way, you're going to start to look that way. You're not going to want to you're not going to want to have pep in your step. You're not going to want to feel good about yourself, because that's the way you see yourself. You see yourself as incompetent. Or say if you didn't get the results that you wanted, you didn't pass that test, or you didn't get that thing, and then now you down, you got these negative thoughts just swarming in your head. You're not defeating those negative thoughts. You start to feel that way. You're not attacking it. And Joyce Meyer's message is you have to attack those negative thoughts. When those things come in your mind, when you know you messed up last year, when you know you a loser, you know you never get this right, everybody else look like they prosper except you, everybody else got friends except you, everybody else got money except you, and then you start to feed it. You're not attacking it by using scriptures. You're not speaking those things out loud when those thoughts come that, you know, devil, use a liar, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So you have to attack negative thoughts with scriptures. That's how you have to attack those things. You got to fight. You got to fight that good fight of faith. So, I grew up on that. So my thing is mindset, and the way you do things, the way you see things got a whole lot to do with what you're going to have. It all starts with the mind. If you see yourself as somebody that's not a victim, you see yourself as a person that has victory in situations, you see yourself as an overcomer, and you believe that about yourself, you're going to start to walk in that, because you are attracting whatever it is that you're thinking, whether you know it or not. If you thinking that you're broke and broke down and you're not having this and that, you're going to attract broke vibes. You're going to attract broke friends. You're going to attract leeches. You're going to attract whatever it is that you think. So you have to be really careful on what you're thinking, because what you thinking is what you're attracting. What you thinking is what you attracting. If you surround yourself around people that speak highly about themselves, people that's confident, people that got a lot going on with themselves, they losing not an option for them, they get it done, they're leaders, and you start to assemble yourself around that, and you just make it your business. This is what I'm going to become. This is what I'm going to assemble myself to do. Then you're going to start to walk in it, because your vibe is going to change. You're going to start to attract more positive people. You're going to start to attract good things to come. You're going to start to attract those things that's going to help you to elevate. Because then your mindset had changed. You change your circle, and now you're going to start to benefit off of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important to have, I always used to say, to have regimens. You know, every day, what is your to-go-to when you wake up in the mornings? What are some things you feeding yourself throughout the day? How are you combating against negative thoughts? Because we all have them. Nobody's exempt. The devil just be playing in our head, living rent free. But we got to rebuke him. What are you doing to rebuke those negative thoughts when they come, to overcome that loss? You know what I'm saying? That's just like grief. Somebody close to you passed away, and you know what I'm saying, you grieving, but you're not doing something every day to build yourself up. You're gonna soak in that. That's gonna set in. That's why, you know, when somebody close to you pass away, and you still got to keep going, you still got to have some type of emotion. You just can't lay there and then all that sadness overtake you. The situation is already sad. You got to find out ways. You got to keep going. You know, it's like when my mom passed away, I kept my routine going. I kept going to church. I just kept things going. That helped me to be able to cope. You know what I'm saying? I had my moments when I was in church that after she passed, that I used to burst out in tears. I think about it, and I knew that was in a grieving moment for me, and I had questions and things like that, but I never switch up my routine. Like I remember my mom telling me, this was like a week before she passed. Like we took her like to the hospital, and you know, she was like that. Like I said, like that was like a week before she passed, and she told me to go to work. And we took her to the hospital. She had to stay. I did not, you know, want to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that was something serious going on. And my mama said, April, I want you to go to work. Because I remember I had to drive. You know, I mean, she was in the hospital in one city, but I had to work in another city. So I remember I had to drive. Matter of fact, I worked in Columbia, but she was in Charleston. So my mama said, April, go to work. My mama did not allow me to sit in that hospital, just, you know, feeling sad, just the doctors in and out, doing reports. Like my mom was like, April, go to work. She didn't allow me to sit in that. I don't know if she knew that it was, you know, her last days here on earth, but I remember that. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. And I remember she called me just a day before we got the, you know, the bad news. Like she called me like that Thursday and that Friday, you know, like when my dad called, said, oh, something sick. My dad usually, he doesn't, you know, get me involved in a lot of things he know that's gonna make me sad. He don't, you know what I'm saying? When my daddy called, said, oh, I already had no. I said, dang. He especially called the family and things like that. So but I remember like the night before that Thursday, because my daddy called me that Friday. I talked to my mama for the last time and stuff like that, and she gave me some reaffirming words. And my dad said, yeah, she want to talk to you. So I was like, okay. That gave me peace and stuff like that. So, you know, what I was saying, I remember she said, April, go to work. You know, keep it going. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got to do. My mama was inspiring even in her last days. And I just remember that. Go to work. Keep going. Then when things get rough for me now, April, keep going. You know, so you can't give up, and I keep that. You know what I'm saying? And I have that foundation to go off of. So it's really you and two, a lot of you got to have that support. You got to have that good support system to tell you to keep going. I don't care. Even the strongest people fold sometimes. Don't get it twisted. Your strong people that you see, they look like they got it all together, and they look like they don't make mistakes. They fold too. Everything ain't always peachy cream perfect, but it's how you able to bounce back. It's how you're able to cope. It's the things that you have surrounding you. What are your go-tos? What are some things you do to keep those good things, the positive inside of you, so you can keep going when the turbulence comes, when the rain comes, when the storm comes. You keep going. And that's the thing, and it's about that mindset. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, and a lot of times it's too what you attracting, because like with me, I just don't believe in all that crime, begging, poverty stuff. I never did, y'all. I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 1K. I never was a person. I can have no money in my pocket, but I'm gonna present well. I'm going to present well. I'm not going to be crying. I'm not going to be begging. And this, I'm going to put on my, you will never know. I'm going to be dressed up. I'm going to have my face done. I'm going to have something going on with my hair, a wig or something. I got to cut this piece here. But I'm going to have something going. I'm going to present like, you will never know it. You will never know, because I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to be around here. Y'all, I'm broke. I need this and that. You will never know. That stuff be between me and God. So, and that's why I say, that's why you gotta, and that's because I don't want to attract pity. I don't want to attract pity. And that's the thing. I don't want to be around here, oh, poor April. I had to feel sorry, bad for her. No, that's not even an option for me. You know what I'm saying? I guess it got a lot to do with how you grow up. Like my daddy and mama sit around and have pity praise over me. I thought, oh well, you better get up. You got to get up. That's life. You better get up. Mom, I'm sick. Well, you better take a time now. Keep it pushing. Keep it moving. You know, they love me and gave me encouraging words, but nobody sat around and just pity party all day long, and feeling sorry for people all day long. You know what I'm saying? That's why I guess I got that mentality. I am like who I am now because of how I was raised and how I grew up. And I'm just super blessed for that. I'm not sitting around, you know, like that and looking like that and letting people feel sorry for me and all that. Like, no, like you got to get up and keep going. If you think, let me tell you this. If you're a Christian or a believer or whatever, if you was to read the Bible or look at Bible stories, Jesus didn't sit around and sulk and feel sorry for himself all day long. You know, he was a G to the end till he died on that cross. You know, he wasn't scared of those officials and people saying he couldn't do this, he can't heal the people. They call the man this and that. They said the man committed blasphemy and all that. Jesus kept it G to the day he died on that cross. So he gave up the ghost. So it's like, okay, if you was to pattern yourself after Jesus' ways, he was bold. You know what I'm saying? He prayed. He was diligent. He taught. He you know what I'm saying? He helped people and all. So if you're going to, and that's how I see it, and that's how I think that's the way he want us to be as, you know what I'm saying, as Christians and people. You know, like you got to get it done. Change the mind. You know what I'm saying? You change the mind, the man will follow, and your attitude, like basically what you thinking, is going to track what you get. So change that too, if that's the issue, y'all. This is Blogging with April signing off. Y'all go check out more of my lifestyle tips and blogs on www.aprilblog.online. Also, guys, I also have a lipstick line. I got on one of my beautiful colors. I got on Doll Face this morning. She's a pink base. See if I can pull her out. I'm driving. I don't want to be doing too much digging. But y'all go check it out on Styles For Me. I will have those links posted. Also, if you want to get any blog features that you want to share your personal story on my blogging platform, where people all over the country, different cities, all over the world to see, on aprilblog.online. Y'all hit me up there. Y'all can just hit me up or email me at bloggingwithapril@aprilblog.online. Guys, be blessed. Have a wealthy mindset Wednesday. Y'all be blessed. Talk to you later.